Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Colts, and it's coming up next.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That's going to set him back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. Third and long. Now Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. A gain of 4, not enough. And it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's fourth down. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. And opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he's got room. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. Taylor, no signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Hines. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. On 3rd down, Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll try and run for the 1st with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short. 2nd quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Bengals getting set to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That is taken in by Hurst. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the...
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Play action. Ryan. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 51 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled him with the inside run.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Burrow on play action. And his throw is incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. Back to Mixon on second down. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. So on fourth down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. This from 54 yards away. McPherson's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second down, it's Taylor. Breaks through the contact, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Julio Jones. 50 yards. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now Burrow on 1st down. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And Burrow going to throw again. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Throw left side complete. That's Taylor. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd and 8 coming up. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And the ball is free. Taylor lost it. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So it's up. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On third down, here's Taylor. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. Here's 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, 58 yards. Well, the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here's Rodgers to return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
The throw down the field caught by his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
On first down, Taylor. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 112 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Now Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Back now here on EA Sports. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Now Ryan. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Here's Taylor again, and he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now it's Burrow. And this is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a give to Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts' 40-yard line. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And, boy, this is going to be close. And Mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Ryan. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This is taken around the 12. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball.
Careful with it, and again, get.
So from the 36 now, first. Plates it to Boyd. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll try. Fights him off. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 113 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A handoff to Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts are right back in this football game. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They give to Taylor out of the gun. Shifts past him at the 45. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Throwing now is Ryan. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Bengals grab it. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And he's taking have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
And, Charles, if you're the coach of the losing team, even though you made it to the playoffs and there's part of that that feels good, what do you say to your guys after?
I think you probably tell them how proud you are of them to make the effort to get to this game and then point them towards the future. If we're good enough to get here, all we've got to do is work harder, be better, and we can be good enough to go farther next season. How many times have we seen a team lose in the playoffs, and that girds them?